Hey guys, Austin Dedman here with Loop Community, and today I'm super excited to be sharing a few tips on how to get good sounds out of the Nord Stage 2 keyboard. Now that kind of begs the question, what actually makes a sound good? So we're going to be going through that today, and we're going to be going through each section of the keyboard, and I'm going to be sharing some tips that I found to be useful, and I'm sure you'll find them useful too. So let's take a look at the synth section. The synth section on the Nord is very robust. It has so many different options, so many parameters, it can even be a little bit overwhelming at times. So let's take a simple example of how to get a nice airy sounding pad using the synth section on this keyboard. So let's begin by trying to get a nice airy sounding pad using only the sounds on the Nord Stage 2. We can start by engaging the synth section and cycling over to the sample portion of the synth. From here you can audition tons of sounds from strings to other synthesizers. There's so many different sounds. One that I found to be a good starting place is number 174, at least it's 174 on my keyboard. It's called Mega Huge, and it sounds like this. So this is nice for an airy sound because the pitch modulates quite a bit, and there's still some high-end sort of airiness already built into the sound. So from here, I'm going to take the attack time and release time and bring those up, which will smooth out the sound. Next, I'm going to take the cutoff frequency and put that around maybe 565 Hertz or so. Now you can play around with the resonance of this cutoff, but for the airy sound we want, let's just go ahead and have no resonance for now. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the effects section, and by double tapping on the source button here, you can cycle through what this is actually going to affect. You can affect either the organ, the piano, or the synth. We're going to choose the synth now because that's what we're working with. So with the auto pan, I'm going to set that to a slow rate of 10. This can, of course, be catered to your liking. The amount I'm going to set to, I don't know, maybe something like 4.6. What this is going to do is it's going to add a little bit of extra dimension to our synth. I'm going to take the amount down to about 2 or so. Next, I'm going to add some delay, and I'm going to hold down the shift button and select the ping pong option, which is basically going to allow our delay to literally ping pong back and forth, which will add even more dimension to our sound. Let's go ahead and set a rate of, I don't know, maybe 283 milliseconds. And the amount can be maybe 4.2, feedback can be 4.7. Now, one trick that I found to be useful is, in order to sort of audition what the delay is doing, I'll just play a chord and I'll sweep the filter frequency really fast so you can tell what the delay is doing. Just like this. So let's pretend I like that. We'll say, okay, I like the way this is going. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to map the frequency to a piece of hardware. I like to use a foot controller. Sometimes I like to use the wheel. You can map it to the aftertouch as well. You can map it by going over to the Morph Assign. There are 3 buttons in the middle of the keyboard. You hold down whichever piece of hardware you want to map. In this case, I'll use the control pedal. And then you adjust the parameter you want the control pedal to manipulate. In this case, the filter frequency. So now, just with my foot, I can adjust the cutoff of the pads. Finally, I'm going to engage the reverb over here, and I'm going to select Hall 2 because Hall 2 is awesome. Now, we have a nice, airy sounding pad. If you want even more air and you want to maybe take some of the bass out, you can simply go over to the EQ section, make sure that it's affecting the synth by double tapping on the source button down here. You can take the bass down, leave the mids the same, increase the treble a little bit. I have it about 7 decibels right now, and it'll sound like this. So that's basically how you get a nice airy sounding pad using only what is on the Nord Stage 2. So that's just a brief overview of all the capabilities of this synth module. I hope you found these things useful, and we'll see you next time.